Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Fourth canto, titled Creation of the Fourth Order, starting from chapter 20 to 31. Chapter 20, verse 1. Maitreya Uvacha Bhagavanapi Vaikuntha Akam Magavata Vibhuhu Yajne Rajnapatistushto Yajnabhuktam Abhashata. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The great sage Maitreya continued, My dear Vidura, being very much satisfied by the performance of 99 horse sacrifices, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, appeared on the scene. Accompanying him was King Indra. Lord Vishnu then began to speak. Text 2. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Yeshete Akashid Bhangam Hayameda Shatasya He Kshamapayata Atmanam Amushyakshantumarhasi. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, My dear King Prthu, Indra, the King of Heaven, has disturbed your execution of 100 sacrifices. Now he has come with me to be forgiven by you. Therefore, excuse him. Purport. In this verse, the word Atmanam is very significant. It is a custom among yogis and jnanis to address one another as one's self. For a transcendentalist never accepts a living being to be the body. Since the individual self is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the self and the super self are qualitatively non-different. As the next verse will explain, the body is only a superficial covering, and consequently an advanced transcendentalist will not make a distinction between one self and another self. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So this chapter is called Lord's Appearance in the Sacrificial Arena. As we see here, Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, has appeared before the Yajnashala, before Prthu Maharaj and all the rishis, being pleased with having performed 99 horse sacrifices. The 100th one was stopped by King Indra, and by the intervention of Brahma, Prthu Maharaj did not retaliate to the obstruction that Indra set up for completion of the 100th Ashwamedha Yajna. So, based on this, the leela continues. Lord Vishnu enters the scene, showing that he is already pleased with 99 sacrifices. And then he does not come alone. He comes with King Indra. And he requests Prthu Maharaj to forgive Indra for obstructing the yajna. So we see here the Supreme Personality, the Supreme Boss of all situations in the material world, He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. He is the father of all living entities. As the father of all living entities, he is supervising the activities of all the jivas through his various agencies. Triguna is his agency, Kala is his agency. And intrinsically encoded law of karma is operating on gross and material energy itself. According to living entities' karma, the Supreme Father is the Supreme Controller, is a Parameshwara. And as we see, the system of sustenance of this material world is based on the performance of yajna to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the Yajna Purusha. So this is the way the society, the larger society of human beings, animals, birds, aquatics, insects, trees, all the life on the earth, the principle of sustenance is offering yajna to please Vishnu. When sinful activities burden the society, then the Lord is the observer of everything. Samoham sarvabhuteshu, he is neutral to everyone. But his material energy is not neutral. Material energy, every action has a reaction, unique reaction. So unlimited living entities are engaged in this material world through different kinds of fruitive activities, or as in modern days, fruitive activity generally means fruitive activity is recommended in the Vedas. But modern time, it is not there. There is no regulated fruitive activities. Everybody is engaged. There are only two kinds of activity that we can perform. Three kinds of activities the living entity can perform. Fruitive activity, mental speculation, and devotion service. Fruitive activity means I am doing it for my own enjoyment I work to earn my own sustenance, that is Sat. Chit. On my own I will gather knowledge. Without knowledge, one does not get direction to achieve or even to sustain himself or to achieve his desires. There is an English saying that knowledge is power. So that way, Satta, Chitta and Ananda seeking, sense gratification and social gratification. So the result of fruitive activity is, the purpose of fruitive activity is sense gratification and social ego gratification, which means gross sense gratification as well as subtle sense gratification of puja, pratishtha, labha, mana, respect, position, glorification. Admiration. These are all called social gratification, ego gratification. Then there is sense gratification, our gross sense gratification, touch, smell, taste, etc. And love. We want to love other living entities and we want other living entities to love us. So these are all the rasas, Satta, Chit and Ananda rasa. This is a structure. This is a fact. It's an observed fact of life. Not philosophy, observed fact of life. Every living entity, modern times, there is nobody is doing prescribed kind of fruitive activity. Fruitive activity is meant for bringing fruits, which you can enjoy. And the Shastras have, for the Vedic way of life, these fruitive activities are prescribed. This is how, if you want this benefit, these are the yajna, these are the things that you have to do. These are the personalities whom you have to please, demigods you have to please. And that is how the demigods become pleased. And they receive their fruits and they enjoy their fruits. This is largely the Vedic way of life that has to be led in the eyes of the preparation, in the eyes of the Creator, Vishnu. In obedience with Vishnu's creation. Vishnu is not saying you have to come back to Godhead. If you are wanting to earn your own Sattva, Chitta and Ananda, then you follow the laws of material nature. It is all encoded. You don't need me also. I have already sanctioned. What my agents, my law of nature, they all will automatically act to deliver the results to you. That is why in the material world, personalities, very powerful personalities emerge. Demoniac personalities also emerge, who by performing tapas, they develop power, like Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa. They are highly disciplined people they were. But their goal was something else. The goal was to become immortal, to be all-powerful. That was the goal. But that goal also the Lord has satisfied if one follows the Vedic path. If one is not following the Vedic path, now as of today, nobody, they want the fruits, but they are doing not prescribed fruitive activity. At the same time, they have to struggle. The world will not run if people do not go from morning to evening and go and work in the software companies and in factories, and modern world will collapse. That means that is a tapasya, ugra karma. It is unauthorized tapasya. That also is giving result. That's why the world is running. But it is a very low-key way of enjoying the fruits. People are miserly. They do not know the laws of God, laws of dharma, by which in the Vedic civilization, people enjoy high level of sense gratification. Sense gratification itself has got different levels. Tamasic sense gratification, Rajasic, Sattvic sense gratification. Largely, Rajasic and Tamasic sense gratification is what the modern world is experiencing. And they are all working, as Prabhupada says, like cats and dogs, morning to evening. Unintelligently they are working, without going through the laws of nature to get this, So they have even forgotten to desire what is high quality sense gratification. The yardstick of sense gratification itself is different now. So it's a Ugra Karma civilization. So forget devotion service, you forget. Fruitive activities is also, if you do according to Vedas and live and perform sacrifices and everything, then that is a materially obedient level of life. Just like the demigods, obedient, that level of life, that also is not there now. See what are the situation of the present world. It's all vikarma. There is no varnashrama, where different kinds of occupations which are meant to be there in the society, in the scheme of the creation of the Supreme Lord Vishnu, that is absent. So totally a topsy-turvy situation in this Kali Yuga. So in this very same earth, the high quality of life, Prthu Maharaj performing 100 Ashwamedha Yajna, Yudhishthira performing Ashwamedha Yajna, and all the, according to the Vedic system, a human being has to perform every day Homa. Yajna is all Yajna, Dhana, Tapas. A householder has to do all these things. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, what to speak of householder, even if you become renounced, please do not give up Yajna, Dhana and Tapa. The very foundation of sustenance of life, tapasya, in human form. Animals don't perform tapasya. We can perform tapasya. We can perform bona fide tapasya, unauthorized tapasya, authorized tapasya, transcendental tapasya. It's all within our choice. So in this purport, very important things Prabhupada is bringing about. Prabhupada is saying that it is custom among yogis and jnanis to address one another as one's own self. In the Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says that one who sees the same self everywhere, he is said to be seeing in the mode of goodness. One who sees the different bodily identities as different persons, he is in the mode of passion. So, the living entity is seated in this machine, yantra, and is through this yantra interacting with the material world. He tries to enjoy power, knowledge, love, sense gratification, all these things. That's what the whole life is about. Through this yantra. And for that different role play he takes, the living entity is knower of the role play. Just like if you are on a stage in a drama, you are not the character. If you are playing the role of a king, you are not the king. You are role playing as king. But I am not the king. Outside the stage, I am something else. That is my real identity. Similarly, as Prabhupada is explaining here, of course, Mayavadis, they speak in a different way, that I am you, you are me. Even Vaishnavas also can technically speak, I am you, you are me. Because this difference between you and me is in the material nature. Your body is different, my body is different. Your social ego is different, my social ego is different. Your role play is different, my role play is different. My role play may be as a man in a man's body. Your role play may be a woman in the woman's body. But I and you are neither these roles. We are both of the same quality as Krishna, as Krishna's servant. This is a perception, Sattvic perception of the Vaishnava. You don't get lost in your own role play. You don't get lost in other people's role play. When you get lost in your role play and other people's role play, forgetting it is role play and that is real life, real play, then we become trapped. When we are aware that this is a role play, all the people, they're all into role play, falsely believing they are these bodies and falsely believing the bodily characteristics as their characteristic. But behind it is simply the knower. I am the knower of a male body. I am the knower of a female body. Knower doesn't become the known. Knower does not become the known. I know this mobile. I know this microphone. In this case, it's very easily differentiated. We are easily differentiating. I am not the mobile. But this body is a duplication of our spiritual body. It looks like that. It works like that. It functions like that. It delivers momentary pleasures like that. Therefore, it is very difficult. Therefore, we think that, oh yes, I am not only knower of the body, I am this body. So gradually, when one understands how the separation happens, Jnanis, their separation happens by intelligent mananam, that, yeah, I am not matter. Spirit is different, matter is different. By jnana, by mananam, matter is dead. Matter cannot speak. Difference between material body, dead body and the living body. So like this, by jnana he identifies that I can't be this body, I have to be something else. And that something else is spirit. I can't be my ego because my ego is changing. Childhood ego, boyhood ego, manhood ego is changing. So I cannot be my ego. Like this jnani goes up to ego. I am not the intelligence, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the intelligence, I am not the ego. Jnani, that is his path. What is the Vaishnava's path? Directly by touching the Supreme Lord who is pure Chitta and engaging in his service directly through the process of devotional service. His nature as spirit is automatically awakened because he is engaged in activities of the spirit, the original activities of the spirit. Therefore, the spirit has to wake up. And then for him, it is very directly he is able to see that I am not this body. This body is also simply an equipment I have to use for serving the Lord. My enjoyment is in serving the Lord. Atma Ananda is in serving the Lord. My enjoyment of love is engaging in loving reciprocation with Krishna in his devotional service. My engagement with power. Everybody has to deal with power. Power is part of Jiva. Power is part of God. God is the owner of all power. Or he is a powerful. We are also given little power. Body itself is a power that you have earned by your karma. Body itself is a power. Consolidated power. Somebody has got good body, somebody has got beautiful body, ugly body, somebody has got very intelligent body. Is it not? Different kinds of yantras. Different yantras are capable of different kinds of functions. What one body can do, another body cannot do. The power of each body is completely different from each other. So all these different kinds of characteristics of, that's what Prabhupada is speaking here. As the next verse will even explain, the body is a superficial covering and consequently an advanced transcendentalist will not make a distinction between oneself and the other. In fact, in the mode of passion, the common people perception in this material world is to see the world as males and females. This is a default perception. From childhood, this is male and female. That means there is a differentiation. The knower is actually genderless in this material world. So gender is a false creation of in your chittam. I am of this body, I am of this form, I look like this. You stand before the mirror, then you are brainwashing yourself. That I look like this. How you look like, how I look like, nobody knows. Soul has its original look in the spiritual world. That we do not know. Just like if you are playing drama on the stage, you have forgotten what you are in the outside world, in your normal world. You are in the illusion of time of the story. In 2 hours the drama is happening. You are in that illusion. Then you jump from one drama to another drama. Very busy artist. One life is over, now next life. Shuru karo. Next life, next life. Millions of lives. We have forgotten that we are eternal servant of Krishna. We are supposed to have our real play. Drama is for what? For rasa. So for real rasa, I have forgotten real rasa of real relationship with the spiritual world. But for that, our attitude should change. The difference between that and this, a living entity cannot get out of this drama unless it changes his basic character of understanding that he is not this body, he is God-like, meant to serve God. That is liberation. Through awakening. Just as much you are convinced I am this body, I am this body is a realization for us now. But false realization. Realization means what? What you think as real is called realization. So now we all think I am this body. So we are in realization I am this body. But there is an absolute reality. So we have to come into absolute realization. What is the absolute? Not temporarily, now I am this body. What am I permanently? That Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Jivere Swarupoye Nitya Krishna Dasa. So, what is the message in this instruction that one should see? In other words, one should train oneself just like through mananam. You have from childhood, it is the chittam. I am the man, I am woman, I am this body. Other person is his body. So this is the story that we have brainwashed, and it is in the chittam. So we are living that story in the chittam. And body is dead, then that story changes. So if we can, yantra, how it works, if we can create this chittam of being a body persona, I am the body is not you. I am the body is not me. I am thinking I am the body. So that persona, I am the body, that persona is a role play identity. Real identity is I am servant of Krishna. And that through the process of devotion, service, association, our nature as spirit will separate. I can't be this matter. This matter, this material body is a imitation of this spiritual body. The male body of this material world, of the yantra, is a imitation of the male of the spiritual world. Female body, all these differentiations. So, the devotee's time scale goes out of his simple lifetime scale to eternity. That our time scale changes to eternity when our relationship with Krishna begins. Because Krishna is eternal, I am eternal, so I live in eternity. So these are all the awakening in the consciousness that happens if we practice Krishna consciousness. So as I was telling, just as from childhood, due to my Mananam and Dhyanam, all these things, I have consolidated a bodily concept personality and a bodily concept of life. Everything is surrendered around, I am this body. My existence is the body's existence. Body's interest is my interest. Body's happiness is my happiness. Body's pleasure is my pleasure. Body's action is my action. Krishna says, Prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha. But Krishna is reminding Arjuna, hey, it's not that. You are not the doer. Yantra is the doer. You are not the yantra. Yantra is Prakriti. Subtle and gross together. So as much as we have brainwashed our own chittam, very easily by the power, very easily because of the power of the chitta shakti that comes from association with Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Otherwise, one has to live in the bodily concept of life. One cannot transcendently relish his difference, his existential difference with the body. That is absolute self-realization. Now our self, bodily self, is ignorance. Whole world is in ignorance. Because it's a stage, drama has to go on. Drama has to go on, and it's going on. Any questions?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Prabhu. Prabhu, you mentioned the word Atmananda in part of your lecture. You mentioned the word Atmananda. Atmananda as part of your lecture. So, whenever a service is being done, Prabhu, there are two possibilities: success, failure. I want to specifically ask about the failure part, Prabhu. As a sadhaka, without bringing the organization into picture, I will see the Lord's hand in it and understand that Lord wants me to learn a lesson that without His sanction, result cannot come. So in that case, I will be still situated in Atmananda saying, okay, Lord did not sanction. But when the organizational picture comes into place, I also have social peer pressure in terms that the same service is being given to another devotee, he is able to succeed, but I am not able to succeed. So at that point in time, how do I root myself in Atmananda, saying I have done my best, but for some reason I am not able to get the result. And my authority or my peers think that, okay, this devotee is useless. How do I bring back my right consciousness, saying this result was still in Krishna's hand, and I am still rooted in Atmananda, and I don't really mind what my authority or peers think about that aspect?
See, ultimately result is in Krishna's hands. Ultimately. If you're lazy, you will fail also. Correct? That is also in Krishna's hands only. Ultimate hand is his. Intermediate hand is yours. So, Krishna's ultimate hand depends on your determination to serve Krishna. Your determination is only one of the criteria. There are many other criteria. Let's say there are 5 factors. One factor is your chesta. Daivam is his final factor. So all of those things, if you align, then you will get success. So lack of success, how do you take that? The way you should look at the lack of success is, okay, my part, have I lacked in offering my chesta, concentrated chesta, undistracted chesta towards the duty that was given to me, without distraction? Did I do? Take service, even one japa of one mala, chesta, your role is also there in it. Huh? You may grossly do one mala, succeed, you can say I have succeeded. But with wonderful consciousness, if I had to do one mala japa, that's a greater success. So there your chesta is there. Plus Nama Prabhu's mercy is also required. Plus your yantra is also have to cooperate. Instruments. Like this, so many factors are there. So therefore, the right understanding is give our full effort, give our full effort in the work, give our full effort in organizing the other three factors to the best of my capacity. And then you can say that Krishna has some plan. In spite of this, I didn't succeed. Krishna has some plan. Bigger plan. If you're lazy, you fail. Then also you can say Krishna has a plan. His plan is to tell me you're a lazy fellow. You didn't work, therefore you could not serve me. That is his plan. As per that plan, he will sanction failure. In spite of all your effort, you don't succeed. That's why I say, you have a right to do your work excellently or badly or imperfectly, whatever it is. The quality of work is in your hands. Or even to work or not work at all. Inaction, no work at all. I won't work at all. I should succeed. So all these things are, everything we have to see from the Shastra Chakshu. We have to analyze everything from the eyes of the scriptures. Krishna says for success there are 5 factors of action. So from the success, in spite of, you cannot figure out, I think I put a lot of effort, this thing, that thing, all these things, but it did not happen. So we have to be set, we have to, should not oversimplify the picture. We should also feel if there is success and failure from an analysis point of view. We learn from failures. We inspire ourselves extra bonus inspiration by success. All that we have to utilize to keep our yantra enthusiastic. And if you fail, then you analyze. If there is anything to learn, you cannot figure out. If you cannot figure out, all right, go forward. Maybe this outcome, everything is not depend upon me only. If I give everything 100% what I have to give, success should come. No, there is no guarantee. There is one final factor called Daivam. That final factor, sanction of the Lord, depends on many things for the Lord, not only on you. Depends upon the many others. Just like there are 2 neighbors. This man's occupation is, he's a farmer. He's got 5 acres here. Other person he's a potter. He has got 5 acres there. Now he wants sunlight. Farmer wants rain. So that's where Daivam comes. You may do everything, but you cannot change cloud. Farmer may do everything. Potter may do everything. He cannot guarantee the result. So that is what Prakrite Kriyamanani Gune Karmani Sarvasha Ahankara Vimudhatma Kartaham iti manyate. Don't think you are the only factor for anything. Now Krishna, okay, you have done your karma, you have done your karma. Then he sees higher things in terms of, again, in terms of your entitlement now, as per your past karma. So you might have completely given, your farmer would have given all his efforts, but he will not get rain. Similarly, other person, he would have put all the efforts, but he may not get sunlight. There are many other factors. You two only are not the people. There are so many people. There is a third house, fourth house, fifth house. How many factors super soul has to optimize? Some people want rain, some people don't want rain. Rain affects adversely for some people. Sunshine affects adversely for some people. And rain and sunshine is a macro thing. It comes for everybody. Right? Sunlight comes, everybody will get sunlight. Rain comes, everybody will get rain. Some people want, some people don't want. So that's why it is said that Kala, so many factors, how the result comes is very complicated. Very complicated, you cannot analyze.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes.
Yeah. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavat Prabhu. So, you were telling that each one of us think ourselves as body. I think I am man, other think as another woman, like that. So, in material world, even in spiritual world also, we think I am a gopa, or other person is a cow, another person is a tree. But maybe basis is servant of Krishna, but we think that our ego is different. I act and I work as gopa, I work as cow, like that. So how is it different from material world and spiritual world, Prabhu? How is it different from material world and spiritual world? That calling ourselves as the body.
Yeah, in the spiritual world, everything is limitless. If Krishna wills, you can play 5-10 roles also. All bodies are spiritual. We are limited here in this material world. If you take off little of those limitations and see, imagine, remove the limitations. That I am fixed in one body. Remove that limitation. That will be the nature of your spiritual body. But here, to change one body to another body, you have to give up the body. Correct? But there, imagine, the body energy, spiritual energy, the same body can transform into another body. Even in the material world, demons have that power, no? Utana changed her body. So technically it is possible. She became a beautiful young woman. Her body transformed. Then by mystic power she can do. So in the spiritual world also with devotion, for Krishna's work, if I attend, I can take many forms. So therefore it is said that in the spiritual world, how it is, you should not analyze by the limited understanding of name, form, potencies, etc. We will do mistake in analysis and we will feel, hey, what is this here? I stuck in one body there. At least in this material world, one life, I can have different bodies. Looks like in the spiritual world, I get stuck in one body. Right? That's not very exciting. Better I like this. I'll be in different bodies, one life. The very fact that you can take different material bodies means that you have got the potential to, your spiritual body has got the potential to, without going through this material prakriti, there's a spiritual prakriti, there are spiritual laws. Internal energy and external energy. And external energy is governing the nature, how you can change your spiritual body. Just giving you an idea how our limited thinking cannot answer these things. Any other question? Grandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.